let's go. What are you doing? Stinky girl. What's the matter with you? Come on. You make me dizzy, girl. What are you doing? What? What are you doing? Prettiest girl. What are you doing? Little miss in my business. Just got to know all the things. Okay, we haven't done an update in a little while, so here we go. We lost all of our original plant starts with the crazy freezing cold, the intermittent warm, and the sudden frosts. We lost a lot of our starts. So we've resown all of these pots. These guys are sprouted. Some of them are doing okay. Some of them might pull out of it, and some of them might not. We lost all of our garlic, so we're restarting it here in this cooler. The grapevines seem to be settling into their buckets okay. We got lettuce. Not that. That's the primroses. This is lettuce and chamomile coming up in this pot. These guys should be elderberries, but who knows if they'll actually show up. We've got the mullein is sending up a bloom spike. I'm going to show you this. This is so enormous and awesome. This bloom spike, while it's about 4 inches off the ground, and right now it's barely waist height for me, this mullein will send up a bloom spike that's probably going to be 6 foot tall, and the one next to it may be 5 or 6 foot tall as well. There's a lot of uses for mullein, most of them healing, and I've just always been in love with this plant. Ever since I first saw one, I've been in love with these enormous fuzzy leaves and those beautiful pale flowers, which I'm hoping that we'll see before we have to move this bed, because I don't want to pull them up before they bloom. The lavender is making a comeback. It took some damage from the frost. The chamomile, interestingly, is already blooming. That stuff you just can't kill. The oregano is looking really nice. The sage took a hit to the flower, what do you call them? Oh, the flower spikes. But looky here, the dianthus is blooming. This stuff just went to town. The dianthus. That's these pink and white flowers here. The columbines, this columbine survived, just the one right there beside the dianthus, and in between there and the lavender. That's columbine. I did buy some more seeds that I want to start, and I got the Colorado blue and I got our native columbine here. The onions are sending up their bloom spikes. A lot of people will say to knock them down or something, cut them off. We're not going to do that this time with these guys. I want them to go to seed. I want them to bloom. We may use those onion flowers for things, or we may leave them to go to seed and see what they do in this bed. We have not, except for weeding, we have not touched this bed since we planted it, but we are going to have to probably move this bed when we start construction. The carrot bed is moving along nicely. It's got some weeds that I need to pull. I'm a little disappointed in the germination rate for the beets. So this is the mustard. There should be even a row of beets in between here. Not mustard, but turnips. And this turnip here. So there should be, between that turnip and that turnip, there should be a row of beets. And there's just not. This turnip also seems to have had some issues with germination. It's a little behind. This broccoli though, oh my gosh. I wish I could take credit for starting this from seed, but I can't. This is broccoli that we bought fairly inexpensively, and we weren't sure if it was gonna work, but it did, and now it's just almost, I mean, we're gonna let it try to get bigger, but it's almost where we want it, really. This row did a little better on the germination with the beets. You can see the one turnips, and then I think this on the outside is the Tokinashi turnip, and then those are purple tops. And then these are beets. And there's a few more in this row, which I'm glad of, because that other row just didn't. It just didn't. And these are Brussels sprouts, and you can see that they are finally starting to lift up off the ground a little bit. They're not quite ready to even start. This cabbage is starting to try to make a head. Let me see if I can get him in focus here. All of them are kind of starting to head up a little bit. The cauliflower, of course, is going to hide its face so you can't see it. That's what it does. That's why it's white. Again, in this row, where there should be beets, there are simply like 2 or 3 beets. So we're going to be a little beet shy this season. The onions that he planted here are doing really good. These were some onion sets, and he put some in the turnip, in the carrot bed that are doing really well too. So this is one of our first attempts at a polyculture bed, and we did radishes, I think long carrots of many varieties, and onions. And we've harvested most of the radishes now already, and they have been lovely. Very nice, sweet, crunchy radishes. Here again, a little less than desirable beets. The Tokinashi turnips just haven't hardly done anything in here, and they were so good in that bed before the freeze got them. But the purple tops are coming up, maybe a little lackluster. Over here we have our first arch. This is the first year we've done them. And I have to give props to Jess of Roots and Refuge, Jess and Maya, because that's where I got this idea from. I know a lot of people are doing it, and we thought we would try getting vertical in this garden too. So we're looking forward to it. We had good success with our peas last year on that trellis we made out of bed springs, but we wanted to try this year. And the peas are ready. They are ready for the trellis. Oh my goodness, looky there. Oh my goodness. I've got sugar snap peas, and snow peas. And then I've underplanted this side over here with spinach. I can never get enough spinach. My husband's not as crazy about it as I am, but I love it. We lost all of our peppers and tomatoes, but you'll see some here, and that's because my husband was gifted some by our friend Brian. His neighbor lady, or a friend of his, gave it to him, and he was very generous and shared with us. So we will have tomatoes after all this year, and peppers, thanks to Brian. And I know that Tom knows her name, but I can't pull it out for the life of me. Yeah. Over here we have a couple more peppers that he planted, and we're gonna do scarlet runner beans, I think, and cucumbers on this first arch. And then this other arch may be all pole beans. We'll see. I mainly just don't want anything to cross with my cucumbers. All right, there's those peppers that he planted. Here is the horseradish. I thought it was pretty much dead when we planted it, but it has come back and is now looking lovely. Lovely, lovely. I may not get the beans in before it rains. Oh, I wanted to show you this too. This is the potato row that Tom started like back in March, February, March. And these are the potatoes already. There's a few little gaps where they're a little behind, but they'll be coming up through there before you know it. And this is the red clover that we sowed last year and did not know if it was going to make it. Look at that butterfly just, oh, look at these. There's bumbles and there's honeybees. Oh my goodness. Let me see if I can get closer for you. Oh, I scared the bumble. I'm sorry, Bumble. Come back. Oh, it's a little honeybee. Hi there, honeybee. I'm so pretty. Get it, baby. Yeah, these guys are doing wonderfully. I don't know if you can see him. I'm trying to get the bumble. He's hiding. There he goes. Oh, pretty little bumble. And there, oh, there is a monarch butterfly feeding on the crimson clover. Well guys, I'm gonna have to take it indoors. I just wanted to give you a glimpse of where we're at with this year's garden after all the crazy weather. I will try to get this up directly. Progress, slowly but surely, and one step forward, 2 steps back, but that's how we do it, right? We keep going. I don't think I even properly I don't think I even properly introduced myself this morning. My name is Deborah, and this is Cattail Acres. And this is the raised bed. So until next time, guys, be safe, be well, and we'll see ya.